Hi, my name is John Patrick, and my group consists of me, Brooke, Helen, and Milena. And the following presentation is a market research detailed document for the expansion of Dollarama in the South Africa market. So Dollarama is a Canadian-owned retail business that sells a wide variety of products at low prices. The company is looking to expand into the South African market and is encountering major risks in doing so. The entry of new competitors and the competitive market will force Dollarama to improve their business practices in terms of providing the best service and product experience to the customers. So starting off with the company background. Dollarama is a Canadian discount variety store headquartered in Montreal, Quebec. It was founded in 2001 by Shalom and Eddie Latz. The first store was opened in Quebec on Cote Street Road, and the discount stores grew to 44 stores in 1992. They previously operated under the name Rossi S Inc., and at the turn of the new year, the Rossi S Inc. name was discontinued and all of its stores were closed and converted to Dollarama stores. Today, the company has over 500 stores across Canada in every province except Prince Edward Island. The company offers a variety of products at low prices, including toys, clothing, school supplies, beauty products, and household items. The company also sells a variety of footwear and accessories. The company emphasizes value over brand name, and this approach has allowed it to gain the market share in a highly saturated retail environment. Dollarama is also known for its unique customer service model. The first approach has been to attract customers by selling low-price products, and the second approach has been to attract customers by providing great customer service. Now moving on to country backgrounds. So the three countries being compared and contrasted are South Africa, Angola, and Iran. Each country has been at different points in its respective economic development, and each country has a different retail market structure. South Africa is a massive economy with a substantial retail sector. The country has many shopping malls and big box stores, and many of its retail businesses are internationally owned. South Africa has a large population and a high per capita income, which means a considerable retail market and many potential customers. The country has many retail businesses, many of which are large and well established. The three largest retail chains in the company are Pick n Pay, an international retailer, ShopRite Checkers, and JLP, which are both African retailers. South Africa is a young country and its retail market is still evolving. Angola is a country whose economy is based on oil and gas. The retail market is very different from that of South Africa. The country has a high poverty rate, and a large percentage of the population does not have the access to many of the goods and services that the country's retail sector has to offer. Iran is a country that has very little retail experiences than South Africa and Angola. The country has had to deal with international sanctions, which have had a profound effect on the economy and development. There are a relatively small number of shopping malls in the country, and most shopping is done at traditional storefront retail businesses. South Africa, Angola, and Iran all operate under the retail market model. These countries purchase goods at wholesale prices, then sell these goods to the general public at retail prices. The retail market model is a competitive market model in which the supply and demand determine the price of the goods. Out of the three countries, South Africa has the logistics and supply chain capabilities to be a leader in the retail industry. South Africa is known for its skilled labor force, and its location in Africa makes it an optimal location for sourcing commodities across the continent. South Africa is also a preferred destination for many international companies looking to expand overseas, especially in the technology and pharmaceutical sectors. The retail market in South Africa is currently underserved, and the country has a critical need for modern and efficient distribution centers that can meet the consumer demand for a wide range of products and services. By using their extensive national logistics and supply chain capabilities, South African retailers can provide customers with a broad range of products and services at competitive prices. Now moving on to opportunity uncovered.
The current market in South Africa is that they are the most developed African country, ranking in at third, with an overall GDP of $862 billion, Despite the rising GDP within South Africa, many civilians continuously are living below the upper bound poverty line, with approximately 30.4 million people living with just enough food and non-essentials. The overall population of South Africa is 59.31 million, meaning over 50% of civilians live in poverty. South Africans' average monthly earnings are roughly $2,000 Canadian. Conducting further research, we discovered an estimated monthly cost for South Africans. A single person's estimated monthly costs are approximately 750 Canadian dollars, whereas a family's estimated living costs are about 2,600 Canadian dollars. These costs are excluding rent, so therefore implementing a value variety retailer such as Dollarama could benefit the population. Due to the low wages, it is difficult for South Africans to purchase high quality or expensive products. Therefore, implementing such retailer provides all necessities for a lower price and can allow South Africans to purchase their everyday essentials. Now, the market structure.
So for South Africa's current market structure, this country is categorized as a mixed economy with a parliamentary government system. This means that the country has a form of a democratically run government by involving the citizens of society. South Africa has an economy that has sectors such as the primary one, consisting of 10% agriculture, secondary, 21%, consisting of manufacturing and construction, and tertiary of 69% trade and transportation. In recent reports, it's projected that South Africa's GDP will rise to approximately 665 billion Canadian by the year 2026. And the current projection for this year of 2022 is about 543 billion Canadian, according to Statista. This country is considered one of the most well-developed countries in terms of the economic state of the current market compared to other sub-Saharan African countries. The current economic forecast suggests that the GDP growth will be from exports as well as household consumption. There will also be a surge of demand for high commodity goods, leading to high prices that will increase government revenues in 2022. In terms of the market structure, in correlation to the retail sector, South Africa has an emergence of supply chain enhancements, with increased technology advancements as well as new merchant entries. The future economic state of the country can drive opportunities to grow. It is expected that discount retail stores will be more widely chosen as a way for South African consumers rather than e-commerce, considering the effects from COVID-19. Now on to the opportunity uncovered forecasted market size.
So South Africa is currently and will continue to be in an inflation period as the cost of fuel and food prices continue to rise. South Africans have recently been given a minimum wage increase to enable additional income as the prices of necessities have risen. Although the minimum wage is still relatively low at $2. Due to the inflationary pressures on the cost of living in South Africa, the market size for a value retailer will continue to expand to even larger than 50% of their population. As the prices for most products rise, more South Africans will find themselves unable to afford regular store prices for their everyday necessities. Therefore, their need to shop at a value retailer will continue to increase. Onto the forecasted market structure.
So it is expected that South Africa's discounted retail market is expected to increase due to the rise of inflation rates, cost of living, and global crisis such as the war in Ukraine occurring. There's an expected projection that there's a possibility of the employment rate increasing in the future. Back in 2021, South Africa's unemployment rate reached a record high of 35.5% in the fourth quarter for people that work jobs in the industries of manufacturing and construction. There's an economic fear of disruptions that could occur soon from the resurgence of COVID-19 peaking in China, which could affect the supply chains in trading sectors. Now on to decision recommended. So as a group, we have decided to launch Dollarama in South Africa, and the chosen city is Cape Town in the province of Western Cape. Now on to the launch strategy. So for our logistics strategy, in order for Dollarama to thrive in the South African market, it's crucial to attract and satisfy demand in a way that Canadian Dollarama stores are operating, while also facing competitors. The target market for Dollarama is primarily people within the ages of 20 to 44 years old that enjoy purchasing goods that are of product differentiation and of low cost. The strategy that Dollarama has, according to Porter's Forces, can be described as a differential focus. And this is providing a variety of products to consumers that would appear to be different than the competitors' offerings. The Canadian Dollarama pricing strategy would be applied, which is being multiple point pricing to maintain the brand's consistent operations. The competitive advantage that Dollarama currently uses for their supply chain strategy is direct sourcing. Direct sourcing enables the company to plan for demand with inventory tracking technologies involving 3PL, third-party logistics, and then sourcing from several suppliers. So as a group, we've decided that the pre-launch would involve planning, retail location planning, setting up a supply chain system, also accounting for marketing and PR for the new Dollarama entering the market. The launch involves the actual operations of the Dollarama store, and then seeing how consumers respond once that Dollarama opens. For post-launch, it would involve the feedback that we would receive from this new venture, how the supply chain is operating and would be assessed, and judging the sales being generated would be involved in the post-launch. Now onto the logistics system.
So within the logistics system, we have transportation. We've concluded that the freights that will be utilized are truck, cargo, and by air. The company will use each mode of transportation within different points of the distribution of goods. All modes of transportation are necessary to ensure products are being effectively moved throughout the logistics system. Onto warehousing, there is an imbalance between supply and demand. Supply is always at a constant, steady pace, but the demand of what the consumers need or want can be unpredictable, causing a surplus in supply. Due to the surplus of supplies manufactured, the company requires warehousing to store extra goods until demanded by consumers. Warehousing will be located within South Africa as the products need to be quickly transported to different locations within their provinces. As for inventory, estimating the need for inventory is a vital part of the logistics process. It pertains to what stock is needed in store, where the additional supply is located, and how much. The usage of inventory management enables the company to have an outlook on all sales data and utilize statistical tools to predict how much inventory will be needed. It is a valuable tool to manage the flow of goods throughout the supply chain.
For information, this requires the need to fulfill the requirements for inventory levels. They also need information about the order levels and to decide what is required to leave with the warehouse and plan for organization of transportation. Information is needed at all levels of the supply chain to help implement an information system that can aid and control operational procedures. For outsourcing, to effectively provide South Africans with the right products for a lower price, outsourcing the products will be the most cost-effective method of sourcing products. Dollarama's products are mainly sourced from China. They also blend imported goods from over 25 countries. Over 45% of their products are sourced within North America, and this same strategy would apply. It would be beneficial to outsource products rather than manufacture them with African grounds in the South African market, as it does not obtain the resources needed to make the products. As for competitors, within South Africa, there's already a value variety store called the Crazy Store. It is the only value variety store in Africa. So although there is already a market for value retailers in South Africa, they do not acquire a wide range of necessities for a low price that Dollarama would be able to offer. The Crazy Store offers very general products, whereas Dollarama would be able to incorporate a broader range of goods for a low price. Now on to the rationale.
Our rationale for launching the Dollarama in South Africa comes down to 3 key factors. Number 1, currently the direct competitor for value variety stores in South Africa is the Crazy Store, and there are only a few players in this market. It has been found that this market is not fully saturated, giving Dollarama an opportunity without high barriers to entry. The second point would be South Africa has an increasing opportunity for growth in the value variety market. This is in comparison to its direct competitor, the Crazy Store. Dollarama is able to offer a wider range of necessities for a lower cost. Dollarama can obtain a competitive advantage if they allocate their resources to continue to differ from the Crazy Store by providing a better retail experience. The last factor would be the demand for lower cost necessity products will continue to increase as the cost to live in South Africa continues to increase. It has been found that South Africa has one of the highest unemployment rates worldwide in history, and the forecast shows that there is a probability for an increase in unemployment rate in the future. With that being said, the fluctuating inflation rate will continue to increase the demand for everyday necessities.
Thank you for listening.